He promised forever. 4 wives. One dream. But forever doesn't last when truth turns into deception. As the world watched, the Brown family's unity crumbled, love replaced by control, and faith shadowed by money. What began as a sacred bond ends in betrayal, jealousy, and a shocking plan Kody thought would stay secret. Tonight, we expose the collapse of sister wives, and the karma that followed. Part 1. In 2010, America met the Browns, a family unlike any other. One man, 4 wives, and an experiment in love that promised to redefine marriage on national television. At first, viewers admired their honesty. Christine's warmth, Janelle's strength, Meri's loyalty, and Robyn's youthful energy. They were the faces of modern plural love. But behind the smiles were fractures. Quiet moments of resentment. Compromises that cut deeper than anyone knew. They wanted to show unity. But fame changed everything. Each wife had her own story, and each one was slowly rewriting it without Kody. When the Brown family bought the land at Coyote Pass, it symbolized their future, a place where they would finally be equal. But as months turned to years, the dream land turned into a battlefield. Christine felt ignored. Janelle felt invisible. Meri felt forgotten. And Robyn, she became the face of everything the others resented. Kody's focus shifted. He stopped visiting some wives, claiming spiritual disconnection. The man who once juggled 4 relationships could barely manage one. Fans watched in disbelief. Was this still love, or a crumbling empire pretending to survive for the cameras? Christine's departure wasn't just another breakup. It was the domino that would set everything else crashing down. Christine was the first to walk. Her courage inspired millions. Her words cut deep. I deserve a man who loves me equally. That single sentence broke the spell of sister wives. Then came Janelle. Practical, calm, the steady soul. She too reached her limit. After years of financial struggles and emotional distance, she said quietly, I'm choosing peace. And Meri, the original wife, held on longest. But when the man she married said, I don't consider myself married to Meri, something in her shattered forever. Robyn remained, but not untouched. The woman once seen as Kody's favorite now faced the loneliness of being the only one left. The shared dream became her private nightmare. 4 wives. One man. One by one, they all walked away. But what if that wasn't the end? When the cameras turned off, Kody was alone, truly alone. Friends gone. Wives gone. Children distant. The man who once ruled his household now wandered his empty land. In leaked reports and interviews, insiders reveal Kody's regret, not just for losing his wives, but for losing his purpose. Behind the ego was a man unraveling. He confessed, I don't know who I am without them. But the biggest twist came when fans uncovered something shocking. Kody's rumored plans to start over. A new home, a new spiritual union, perhaps even a new wife. Could the man who lost it all rebuild again, or is it too late to find redemption? The Sister Wives fanbase exploded. Hashtags trended. TikToks dissected every frame. Team Christine. Team Janelle. Team Robyn. Team no one. To many women watching, the Sister Wives saga wasn't just TV. It was a mirror of control, silence, and the courage to walk away. Christine became a symbol of female independence. Janelle, of quiet resilience. Meri, of painful closure. And Robyn, A reminder that sometimes, even the winner can lose. They thought it was about polygamy. But it was always about freedom. And through it all, Kody Brown learned the hardest truth: you can't let a family that no longer believes in your dream. The dream is dead, or is it? As the sun sets over Kody Pass, the dust of the past still lingers. The land that was supposed to unite them now stands as a monument to what was lost. But perhaps this isn't an ending, it's a rebirth. A story of women reclaiming their voices. A man confronting his loneliness. And a family learning that love, even when broken, leaves behind lessons worth keeping. The sister wives era may be over, but its impact on American families, and women everywhere, has only begun. Tell us in the comments, do you believe Kody deserves redemption, or is this truly the end? Part 2. It all began with faith. One man, 4 women, and a promise of eternal family. The Brown family's story wasn't just a reality show, it was a message. A movement. Christine, Janelle, Meri, and later, Robyn, each joined Kody's vision of love beyond convention. But the cameras couldn't hide the cracks. Behind every shared smile was a silent question: am I truly loved? For years, Kody preached fairness. But what the show didn't tell us was who really controlled the heart and the money. While the family built dreams of Coyote Pass, the financial roots ran deep, but not equal. Fans would later say, the bank accounts told a different story. Was this love, or business? By 2020, tension in the Brown family wasn't just emotional, it was financial. Reports surfaced that Kody and Robyn controlled more assets than the others. Christine and Janelle began questioning, where was the money going? Family funds meant to buy homes and land seemed to vanish. And while some wives rented small houses, Robyn moved into a $900,000 home. Fans outraged over unfair finances, Christine left with nothing. The wives had been told it was all for the family. But what if the family meant only Kody's version of it? That's when the emotional cracks became gaping wounds. Love turned into resentment, and Kody's spiritual leadership turned into control. Christine says tearfully, I can't do this anymore. Her breaking point was never just about love. It was about betrayal. As the emotional distance grew, so did the jealousy. Christine's independence clashed with Robyn's closeness to Kody. Janelle stayed neutral, at least at first. But every woman began to feel the imbalance. Kody called it loyalty. Fans called it favoritism. And Robyn became the lightning rod of the family's fury. When Kody spent holidays with Robyn while others sat alone, the fans erupted. #Justice for Christine trended nationwide. It wasn't just jealousy, it was humiliation broadcast to millions. Fan comment on screen, he gaslights them, emotionally and financially. But behind the scenes, something darker was brewing, a secret no one saw coming. Just when fans thought it was over, Kody dropped a bombshell. In private conversations, leaked by insiders, he reportedly hinted at continuing plural marriage. It's God's plan, I'm not done. The man who said he was done with polygamy may have been planning his next chapter all along. Behind his public regret was a quiet search for new spiritual wives. And that's when fans lost it. Thousands flooded social media. He lied. Again. It's always about control. The twist was clear. Kody's redemption arc was an illusion. The man left behind wasn't healing, he was recruiting. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Fans who once sympathized with Kody now saw him as the villain. Words like manipulative, narcissistic, and toxic filled the comments. Meanwhile, Christine and Janelle thrived, launching their own businesses, smiling again, living free. The women Kody underestimated were rewriting their stories. And Robyn, still torn between loyalty to Kody and the weight of being the last one standing. Her tears once drew sympathy, now they draw suspicion. Karma doesn't always come fast. Sometimes, it arrives as silence, from wives who no longer care enough to fight. That single sentence became the anthem of every woman who's ever walked away from emotional control. As the dust settles over Coyote Pass, one truth remains: love cannot be divided. Not by rules, not by control, not by money. What began as a story of faith became a cautionary tale about power. Kody may have lost his wives, but the world gained a lesson that strength, independence, and honesty will always outshine manipulation. This isn't just about the Browns. It's about every woman who's ever been told to stay silent, and finally chose to walk away. Let's deep dive in full details. Part 3. In 2010, TLC introduced America to the Browns, Kody, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and later Robyn. Polygamy, once a taboo, became a primetime curiosity. They said it was about faith. But soon, fans saw a different story. One man at the center of power, and 4 women asked to share the same heart. Kody once claimed, "We're not about control, we're about choice." Yet by season 8, viewers noticed, the choices always led back to him. Coyote Pass was supposed to unite them, 14 acres of Arizona soil symbolizing equality. Instead, it became the map of their disconnection. Polygamous households operate on trust, but trust needs transparency. Fans began asking, who controls the family money? Court documents show most property was filed jointly under Kody and Robyn's names. Janelle and Christine later admitted on camera that they'd invested thousands, with no legal guarantee of ownership. By 2021, the facade cracked. Christine's face said what her heart could no longer hide. She confronted him about love and money. He talked of duty. She talked of respect. He walked away. The day Christine stopped believing. With Christine gone, Janelle followed in quiet defiance. Meri remained, not as a wife, but a shadow. And Robyn, the so-called favorite, became both queen and scapegoat. Social media erupted. Reddit threads read, "It's not about faith, it's about favoritism." On Facebook, fans debated whether Robyn's tears were real or rehearsed. Every episode blurred the line between marriage and performance. "I used to admire their unity. Now I just see pain." YouTube comment, 2023. Even TLC's editing shifted, zooming in on Kody's temper, Christine's tears, Janelle's quiet strength. The story was changing in real time. But what if Kody never planned to stop? In late 2024, a TLC producer leak suggested Kody hinted at continuing the principle, code for plural marriage again. While his wives sought independence, Kody reportedly explored new spiritual connections in Utah and Nevada circles linked to the AUB church. Sources close to the show confirmed informal talks, not legal, but deeply symbolic. For fans, it was the ultimate betrayal, a man mourning his lost family while quietly planning to replace them. The spiritual leader had become the villain in his own story. Kody's reputation unraveled. YouTube channels devoted to sister wives turned into weekly tribunals. TikToks mocked his contradictions. Twitter called him the gaslighter of Flagstaff. Meanwhile, Christine launched a cooking show, married again, and smiled freely. Janelle invested in herself. Meri opened her own inn and found peace. And Robyn, isolated in the big house she once wanted, became the face of regret. Psychologists say the Brown story became a case study, how power dynamics collapse when transparency is lost. It's not just about polygamy. It's about control, communication, and choice. Can a man love 4 women and still be honest? The answer, after 14 seasons and a decade of tears, seems clear. Coyote Pass remains empty, a silent symbol of a dream too big to share. Christine once said, "I deserve a man who loves me fully." Millions of women nodded through their screens. The Brown story isn't just reality TV. It's a mirror of how love turns to power, power to control, and control to loss. Maybe Kody will try again. Maybe Robyn will stay. But for the wives who left, their freedom was the real happily ever after. If you believe Christine, Janelle and Meri deserved better, hit the like button. Comment below your favorite moment of their journey, and don't forget to subscribe, because our next episode dives into the new lives of the wives beyond Coyote Pass.